All right, we're here at Folsom Field where Coach Prime just announced that he battled and beat bladder cancer this offseason. A lot of questions throughout the offseason about his health. He comes out, he addresses it head on and kind of just takes all the speculation out. People were saying that he might step down. People are saying this, people are saying that. And Coach Prime comes out here today and completely shuts it down, takes it head on, shares a lot about his struggles. But a big day, obviously, here at the University of Colorado, finding out that it's all in the past, which I think was the most, the thing that everyone wanted to hear the most today.
Obviously, I mean, if he would have been able to be here this summer, he would have been here. This is Coach Prime, Deion Sanders we're talking about. He spoke about the admiration for his team clearly, but this was a big battle he went through. He had his intestine made into a new bladder, basically. Like, this is not like small medical stuff. This is a big-time procedure he went through. So a lot of it makes sense now. Obviously, we all feel great that Coach Prime is back and doing well. But yeah, man, it's just a day of reflection, really, right? Like the man said, it could happen to any of us. So an interesting day here.
Yeah, it was great news, and it was great to hear from Coach Prime and see him be himself and really sound like himself, cracking jokes, like making light of a very serious situation. Obviously, Coach Prime today was flanked by his doctor and his head trainer, shout out Lowe, but his doctor said that, Coach Prime is cured, and that's not a word that she throws out lightly. And the reason she's able to use the word cure is because they caught this bladder tumor early. They caught it earlier, and they were able to act on it quickly. And I think the biggest thing, one of my biggest takeaways is, I think it was a question you asked, is just in terms of what was the decision-making process. And Coach Prime talked about that, or his doctor did that. He opted for a treatment option that would allow him to return to coaching as quickly as possible. The alternative was a 3 to 5 year kind of treatment option, being in the hospital every single week for treatment for that bladder. But he said, no, we're going to do the bladder removal. We're going to get myself back in 3 months, and I'm going to be ready to coach this football team in 2025 and beyond. This is a great day. It was great to see and hear from Coach Prime.
Yeah, you hit on two things that I think are worth just doubling down on.
Yeah.
And the biggest one is that word cured.
Yeah.
It's very rare to hear that in the world of the C word,
For sure.
as Coach Prime called it, because a lot of times it's remission, a lot of times it's chemo. There's so much, that you could go through. But that second part that you mentioned, I think, is the one that is also right there when you want to talk about this from a football perspective,
sure.
Which is hard to do, honestly, when it's such a personal thing. You don't really want to take a football angle, but there was an option where Coach Prime could have kept his bladder. That option included years of treatments.
And still a 50% chance of it coming back with that treatment option,
Yes.
which isn't great.
So Coach Prime goes with the one that is going to be more life-altering for him on a day-to-day basis. But like you said, Scotty, the one that got him back to coaching, and he was asked, when did you know you were going to be able to return to coaching? He said, there was never a thought that I wasn't going to return to coaching. So those two things really stood out to me. What stood out to you, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, what Scott just said, I mean, the fact that Coach Prime was able to be himself through this, I mean, this is why so many people admire him, right? This is why what he's done in Boulder is so great, bringing all these cultures together, these people together. He's just a rare person, and you saw that in full form there. I mean, as you mentioned, things are going to be different. He kind of joked and mentioned the porta potty at practice in the game and stuff. Like, that's just the reality of what his life is going to be now. So it's going to be different. There's going to be some changes, but Coach Prime is still Coach Prime. Like, that spirit is still there. What makes him him is still in there. So be excited about, what Coach Prime just completed in his journey, because this is something that, as Scott and you guys just said, I mean, 3 to 5 years, like, this is a major decision he just made that is going to affect him long term. So shout out to Coach Prime for being so vulnerable with the whole thing.
Yeah, obviously, I think I speak for all of us when I say we're elated to find out that this is all the way in the rearview mirror, not something, that could linger, according to his doctor herself. So obviously the struggles will continue for him on a day-to-day basis. And I think the last thing for me is just how good he is at taking it on head on, like you said, using humor to kind of just say, like, here's what I have to deal with. Like, you can't make fun of me for something that I'm making fun of myself about. And the other side is just like his understanding and acceptance of why things happen to him. I think it's something that we can all learn from, and for him, it's because he feels like he is a steward, a messenger to get the message out that people should get checked for stuff like this, that they shouldn't be embarrassed of the struggles that come along with it. And so I think if there's one thing that he would want everyone to leave this day with, it's to get checked, to get checked out. He had no signs popping up when they found this, and because of that, he's able to be cured right now. So a day that I think brought a lot of anxiety out of a lot of people, and I think it ended with a very happy ending.
No doubt. Go get checked out, y'all.